everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Today we are at Kirby Moxley Castle, so I'm going to show you the castle very shortly. Thanks everyone!
Welcome viewers to our channel. We have a remarkable tale of history and intrigue to share with you today. Picture this. It was an ordinary Friday, the 13th of June 1483. William, the Lord Hastings, was on his way to what he assumed would be a regular council assembly within the Tower of London. The invitation had come from none other than Richard, the Duke of Gloucester. A few hours into the meeting, Lord Hastings was led away not to continue his duties, but instead to be rapidly dragged onto the notorious Tower Green. In a blink of an eye, he found himself under the executioner's blade, bereft of a trial. This shocking plummet from grace stands out starkly even in the tumultuous era of the Wars of the Roses. The tale echoes around the incomplete walls of Kirby Muxloe Castle, a touching tribute to the aspirations of Lord Hastings and his abrupt, fatal downfall. Born around the year 1430, William Hastings was the progeny of Sir Leonard of Kirby Muxloe, a man in service to Richard, the Duke of York. As the year 1455 rolled in with the death of Sir Leonard, the feuds between the Yorkists and Lancastrians, two kin of the royal Plantagenet family, were already on the brink of exploding into open warfare. Inheriting his father's loyalties, William found himself knighted on the dramatic battlefield of Towton in 1461 by none other than Richard's heir. This man was destined to wear the crown as Edward IV just 2 days later. Throughout the 1460s, Hastings established a close and influential alliance with the king. His loyalty was rewarded with the title of Baron Hastings in July 1461, followed shortly by his appointment as the Chamberlain of the royal household. From 1462 to 1464, he expanded his dominions extensively in the Midlands and even further afield. Even when Edward IV was momentarily dethroned in 1470-71 by the machinations of the Earl of Warwick, infamously known as the Kinmaker, Hastings never wavered in his loyalty. He sought exile with Edward in the Low Countries, scheming alongside him for a triumphant return. When Edward did land back in England in March 1471, Hastings was at his side, providing the initial forces for his army. With Edward reinstated as king, Hastings' power soared to great heights. His influence was sought after by many, with a servant of the Paston family noting in 1472 that he held more sway over the king than any other living man. Notably, despite his position of power and influence, Hastings was almost universally admired and respected, even among his rivals, a rare feat for a courtier of his stature. When Hastings initiated the transformation of the ancestral home at Kirby Muxloe into a grand and opulent residence in October 1480, he was at the pinnacle of his might. His vast fortunes were mirrored in the extensive construction endeavours he took on across at least 4 of his manor houses, inclusive of the neighbouring Ashby de la Zouch castle. The blueprint for Kirby Muxloe outlined an avant-garde courtyard dwelling, elegantly moated. The building materials were sourced locally, primarily red brick, while stone was reserved for intricate details like windows and doors. This amalgamation was seen as the epitome of style during that period. Hastings commissioned 4 masons to create stories on the walls using bricks of a darker shade. These artistic embellishments within the gatehouse ranged from his initials, WH, to the maunch or sleeve emblem from Hastings's coat of arms, as well as depictions of a ship and a jug. This was indeed a high-profile project that matched the wealth and power of Hastings, resembling more a fashion house of the era than a simple manor. The untimely demise of Edward IV on 9th April 1483 did not initially seem to pose a threat to Hastings. He was in favour of appointing Richard, Duke of Gloucester and brother of Edward IV, as protector. This stance was in contrast to the immediate coronation of the 12-year-old Edward V, a course favoured by the young king's mother, Elizabeth Woodville. Hastings, enjoying a long-standing rapport with Gloucester, appears to have overlooked the latter's towering ambitions until it was too late. Despite warnings, he attended the pivotal council gathering at the Tower. It was here that Gloucester pointed an accusing finger at him, claiming that Hastings was plotting with the Woodvilles against him. This charge was likely a ruse, most probably because Gloucester was well aware that Hastings would never endorse any attempt on his part to usurp the throne outright. A mere fortnight after Hastings met his cruel end, Gloucester dethroned Edward V and ascended the throne as Richard III. The princes in the Tower, Edward and his younger brother Richard, were never to be seen again, leaving a chilling end note to this chapter of royal ambition. Despite the grim fate that befell Hastings, his family were spared any further retribution and were granted the rights to his lands. But the moment the news of Hastings' death reached Kirby Muxloe, 3 days after the incident, the rhythm of construction abruptly fell silent. The bricklayers, masons, and carpenters downed tools. While the building efforts resumed in the autumn and winter of 1483, it was on a vastly diminished scale. By September 1484, when construction efforts ceased entirely, much of the grand castle lay incomplete. In our time, the gatehouse and one of the corner towers endure within the moated enclosure, providing a tantalising window into what Hastings had imagined, one of the most modern and stylish manor houses of its era. Above the gateway is a vacant recess, almost undeniably meant to house a sculpted panel of Lord Hastings' heraldics achievements. It remains unfinished, a stark reminder of a life and vision cut short. Red brick medieval fortress, partly shrouded in mystery, is known not only for its rich history, but also for the whispers of the supernatural. Over the years, there have been intriguing accounts of ghost sightings within the castle grounds. Some claim to have seen spectral figures wandering the unfinished rooms and corridors, while others have heard unexplained sounds echoing through the ancient hall. The most frequent apparition, they say, is of a man in medieval attire believed to be the ill-fated Lord Hastings himself. A visit to this castle is sure to be a chilling thrill for those interested in the paranormal. So, whether you're a history buff, an explorer of the supernatural, or simply a lover of picturesque landscapes, Kirby Muxloe Castle holds an experience that you're sure to remember. Don't forget to bring your camera, and perhaps your ghost hunting equipment too. Join us as we step into the past and maybe catch a glimpse of the spectral inhabitants of this historic landmark. Just around the corner, you'll find a quaint bookstore, the perfect sanctuary for all you bookworms out there. Nestled among these is a charming cafe. The perfect spot to refuel with a cup of freshly brewed coffee and some delicious local pastry. As we conclude our tour of the local shops, we approach the imposing silhouette of Kirby Muxloe Castle, standing as a testament to the rich history of the area. We hope you enjoy exploring the castle as much as you've enjoyed the local treasures of Kirby Muxloe. Please note, due to the ancient nature of the castle, some areas may not be fully accessible to those with mobility issues. The castle is open to visitors throughout the year, but it's always wise to check the opening hours ahead of your visit. For those planning a visit, Kirkby Muxloe Castle is easily accessible by both road and rail. By car, it's a mere 15-minute drive from Leicester city centre, and the castle offers ample parking. If you're travelling by train, the nearest station is Leicester, and from there it's a short taxi or bus ride to the castle. We regret to inform you that, unfortunately, the drone footage we intended to share with you today is unavailable. This is due to an unexpected corruption of our SD card, which resulted in a loss of data. We appreciate your understanding. We promise to bring you the fascinating aerial views as soon as possible. We'd like to express our gratitude to all our viewers for joining us on this journey through history. Your time and attention mean a lot to us. Tune in next time for another fascinating exploration into the past. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.
Of the video. I hope you all did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all soon on the next one. Bye everyone.